Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tease Investing. Today I think we're going to discuss a portfolio breakdown because I was thinking from my first video that I posted yesterday, I didn't give everyone a breakdown of what this portfolio consists of. So let's get comfy and hop right into the video. So, like I said in my first video, my first stock that I invested in was Apple. We currently have 2.2172 shares of Apple. As we can see, my average price for that was $139.69. I'm currently up 85.67% in this holding alone. Next, we have Abby. Current shares in this company are 0.1149 shares, which I'm still up over 58.7%. I haven't added to this company yet just because of my high total return and I don't want to fluctuate that. So my next company that I'm invested in is Broadcom. Broadcom is very big in microchips. Current shares in this portfolio right now is 0.1627. I'm up $392.95 since my average cost on when I invested in this company was $69.94. I'm beating myself up because I really wish that I bought more shares at that price. Next we have CNR, which is Canadian National Railway. Currently I have 0.2182 shares. I am down 18.45%. I am looking at removing this company from my portfolio and replacing it with something more attractive. So stay tuned for that. Next, we have Costco. Everyone knows Costco. Everyone loves Costco. It's a very reliable business, and I do love its fundamentals. Currently, I have 0.1391 shares in this company. I'm currently up 88.12%. My average price when I bought into this company was $491.88, and the current price right now is $925.33. Again, this is another company I wish that I bought more shares in at that price point. All right, so our next one is Salesforce, currently sitting at 3.8227 shares. I am down in this position by 1.94%. So usually when I see that, I look at all of my positions throughout. When I go think about buying and investing more, I like to look at the overall return because if it's down, then I'm going to buy more. And since these companies are very reliable, I don't fear that they will go up in the time being. It may take some time, but that's what investing is. It's a very patient game sometimes. So our next ticker symbol is EMB, which is Enbridge. Currently owns 7.2109 shares, and I'm currently up 21.87%. Bought into this company at $52.14. This was actually one of my very first stocks that I purchased when I opened this account with Wealthsimple, so has some sentimental value to me, and it's been doing pretty well and it pays a very reliable dividend. All right, here's our next, which is Enterprise Products Partners. I currently own 7.3711 shares, and I'm currently up 1.94%. This is a fairly new company that I added to this portfolio just for its reliable dividends because I do love my dividends. Next, we have Google. And I don't have to explain what Google is. I think everyone knows what Google is. I currently own 3.1088 shares. And I'm currently up 97.47%. This one was also very recently purchased as of about 2 years ago. But yeah, it's performing outstanding, so I'm always happy with that. Next, we have Home Depot. I do like Home Depot. Currently sitting at 0.3386 shares. I'm currently up 26.4%, $26.50 if you want to do a money value. My average price when I got into this was $296.49. This one is up and down. As we can see, year over year, it has gone up and down, so I'm always looking and waiting to see if it would go past that 296 mark so then I can start to buy more shares into that company. Next, we have AGSM. This one is very, very recent in my portfolio. And I have been buying it quite heavy recently just for its high dividend. I currently have just over 23 shares, but I am down 2.84%. And I'll be looking at adding more shares into that, hopefully, this week after payday. Next, we have Hershey. Hershey has been a very interesting stock for me since I've owned it. Currently have 1.6384 shares, and I'm up 7.5%, a little over. This one was a funny one because I was actually thinking about selling this one last year, but I'm kind of glad I held on to it. Next, we have Johnson & Johnson. Currently own 2.8862 shares in this company. My average price was $157.14, and I'm up 30.44%. I will be waiting to see if this ever goes back down again so that I will be buying more. Next is JP Morgan. I only have 0.1197 shares in this company, but I'm still up 78.87%. Again, one of those things where you wish you bought more when it was at that price point. Next, we have Coca-Cola. Everyone knows what Coca-Cola is. Holdings currently right now are 6.9658 shares with an 18.11% return. I always love to see a double-digit return, but hey, I just aim for 8% most of the time because then that means I'm making money. Next, we have MasterCard. I just recently added to this one, or added this to my portfolio, I should say. My current holdings in this is 0.3967 shares with a 5%, just over a 5.5% annual return, or no, 5% overall return, 5.5% overall return. Next, we have McDonald's. Currently holding 1.4977 shares with a 19% return of $73.67. Next, we have Altria Group. This one is a very high yield dividend and one of the oldest stocks that I own in this portfolio currently. We're sitting at 16.3448 shares with almost a 30% return. So that one does do pretty well in my opinion. Next, we have MPLX. Current shares in this portfolio are 10.5937 shares with just over a 5% return. Next, we have Microsoft. This is another one where I wish that I bought more of. Currently only own 0.0722 shares with a total return of 92.45%. Next, we have Realty Income. Current holdings in this portfolio are 29.8008 shares with a total return of 2.02%. I do like this stock just because of its monthly dividend income that it provides, so I always look to hopefully add to that position. Next, we have Pepsi. As we know, Pepsi has gone through the ringer over the past year, but hopefully they can recover. I'm being hopeful and optimistic that it does. Holdings in this position right now are 5.6958 shares, but I am down just about 11%, unfortunately. So maybe we'll be buying more into that. We'll see. Next, we have Procter & Gamble. This is one that I just recently purchased with my last paycheck. We're now at 0.7022 shares with an average price of $141.57, and I'm currently up just 0.3%. So hopefully I'll be adding more to that. Next we have Philip Morris. Current holdings or current shares in this position are 3.4985 shares with a total return of $18, which is almost 3.30%, which I'm looking hopefully that it increases more. Next we have the Royal Bank of Canada. Currently have 0.081 shares. Like I said, we're gonna go through all of these and I'm gonna point out to some that I wish I bought more of, and this is the exact other case where I have a 73.74% return on that, and I really wish I bought more. Next, we have Starbucks. Current shares in this holding are 14.6586 with a return of 4.43%. My average price for when I bought this company is sitting at 84.98. Next, we have SCHD, the famous dividend ETF that everyone likes to call it. Currently, I own 41.623 shares with a return of 5.37% and an average price of $27.10. Next, we have TELUS, the good old TELUS Company of Canada. Currently have 7.8122 shares with an average price of $24.01. This is another one of my very old stocks that I first bought when I first opened this account. So next we have the Toronto Dominion Banker, better known as TD Bank. Currently hold 5.7017 shares with a total return of 58.27% and an average price of $82.88. Next we have United Health Group. Currently own 3.6684 shares with my average price of $408.74, and I'm currently down 15.83%. And now we have Visa. Visa's always been that one where I keep kicking myself more and more every time because I want to buy more, but I don't want to get past that average price. So I currently hold 0.1709 shares with a total return of 66.06% with an average price of $210.94. VC Properties is another REIT. I do love its dividends, and I do think that over the time it's going to become very profitable over the years. I currently hold 20.4026 shares with a total return of negative 2.44%, and I have been adding to this one quite frequently, and I'm going to continue to add to that one quite frequently with every 2 weeks of getting paid, since I do get paid bi-weekly. Next we have Vanguard, the S&P 500, VOO. Currently own 3.995 shares in this with a 36.6% return. And I bought this, gave me an average price of $467.53. If it does go down, I will be buying more. Next, we have Waste Management, or better known as WM. Currently own 2.1476 shares in this company with almost an 8% return. So if it does go over 8%, I'll be happy. And if it goes below my average price of $205.70, I'll even be more happier, because then that means I can buy more shares, which increases the dividend that I receive every quarter from that company. Next, we have Walmart. Currently own 1.2171 shares of Walmart. Average cost is $87.93, giving me a total return of 30.22%. This is another one where I'm waiting for it to go down so I can buy more. Next, we have Williams-Sonoma Inc. Currently sitting at 0.6889 shares with a total return of 40.65%. and an average cost of 141.52. This was another one where I was thinking about selling last year, and then I didn't, and then it started making me a little bit of money, so I was quite happy. And last but not least, we have ExxonMobil. I do love this stock. I do want to buy more of it. What if and when it goes down? I currently hold 2.4115 shares with an average price of $102.67 with a total return of 21.19%. And that's what my portfolio consists of. I wanted to give you that guy. I wanted to give you a breakdown of what my portfolio consisted of after introducing in my first video that I will be doing this. And stay tuned to bi-weekly updates or maybe even weekly updates depending on how the market is, and informing you of when I do a trade or when I receive a dividend. Just stay tuned. And if you guys would like, I will leave a link down in the description. If you guys wish to start your investing journey on Wealthsimple, they do have some great referrals. So if you guys want to get started and get involved with investing, I highly recommend it, because look at it. I just started I started this portfolio at $50 about 3 years ago, and now we're at $24,358.66. It doesn't take a lot to get started. You just got to be consistent with it. But yeah, that's the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, and hope to see you next time.